Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. We're live for the Champions League. It's Chelsea against Lille. And it's a game, you know what, actually, I'm actually really looking forward to this because I like quite a few Lille players. I like Renato Sanchez, I like Jonathan David, and I like Botman. So, and Angel Gomez is on the bench there. So I actually quite like Lille. I'm just going to shock you there and say I quite like Lille. So I expect Chelsea to win, and I've got nothing against Chelsea in the sense that, I've got nothing against Chelsea. I think they were worthy Champions League winners last year. But I do like Lille, and I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a massive difference between the French League and the Premier League. But, they are the holders, and they're at home in the first game. So, second leg's in Lille. Chelsea need to get off to a good start. Let's see what happens. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you are as well. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Champions League Watchalong. Missed them last week. Obviously because United played on the Tuesday, so I had to obviously do a United game, and then Wednesday I had to have my operation. So Chelsea Lille is my first Champions League knockout game, and I'm looking forward to it. So yes, get in the chat. We'll be doing some live polls. We'll be watching some live football tomorrow night's interesting actually because I'm doing United Atletico Madrid on the United stand, but there are some interesting Premier League games going on tomorrow. Not tonight. There's no Premier League games tonight, as far as I know, but Spurs, Liverpool are playing tomorrow. Not each other, but they're playing as well. So, interesting. I'm just laughing at the fact that there's so many people. I mean, I don't know where people stand on this, but let me just give them a shout out for the, I may as well give them a few more views because they're clearly using me for views. So at JDristerJR, he is on Twitter. He's only got 2,300 followers, but he's just put a clip out that's now got 60,000 views, 138 retweets, 2,000 likes. Never wanted a team to smash United so badly. Too bad it has to be Atletico Madrid. So this is Jeff at JDristerJRW, who's basically taken my clip from the Atletico Madrid Man United preview yesterday. And basically, I've destroyed Darren from Norwich and Liam from Stoke again. All these Real Madrid and Barcelona fans who just cannot accept the fact that respect works both ways. And Real Madrid and Barcelona 100% will bounce back. But at the moment, you are a very, very long way behind Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool. So get in line and watch what the best teams in Europe are doing. Because it ain't you at the moment. And you might not like that, but it's true. Last 3 Champions League finals, 6 teams played in them. 4 of them were English. None of them were from Spain. At this moment in time, Real Madrid and Barcelona are not better than Chelsea, Liverpool or Man City. And I'm a Manchester United fan. And I'm not saying Manchester United are better than La Liga. I'm saying the Premier League is better than La Liga. So deal with it. Hashtag deal with it. But let's go through the team news for tonight. We've got Chelsea against Lille, first leg game. No away goals. Always have to keep reminding people of that. Chelsea against Lille. Chelsea line up with Mendy, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Azpilicueta and Alonso, Kante, Kovacic, Ziyech, Havertz and Pulisic. Players such as Mason Mount, Romelu Lukaku, Jorginho, Werner, all on the bench for Chelsea tonight. The Lille team, you'll know some of these players. Jardim, Zelik, Fonte, Botman, Jallo, Onana, Roca, Andre, Renato Sanchez, David and Bamba. You'll probably know even more off the bench actually. Goodmanson, Ben Arthur, Angel Gomez, to name just a few. So they are, they're an interesting team, Lille. They're not, again, there's a lot of teams in the Champions League that are actually not doing that well in their domestic league. Lille are one of them. They're not doing particularly well in the French league. I think they're around mid-table. Atletico Madrid, who United play tomorrow, are 6th. So, Hi Mark, do you think Chelsea could force Tuchel to drop his style of play to fit Lukaku in the team? Also, do you think Tuchel wanted him, says Andrew. Well, I suppose Lukaku on the bench is a big story, isn't it? And I don't... Look, you can buy a player, you can want a player, they can be total shit, and you bench a player. And Chelsea have got a problem with Lukaku. I don't think his head is right at the moment. I don't think he's, happy. And I'm talking about the way in his football, and I think that shows. He's not smooth. The chemistry's not there. So you can understand why Tuchel's dropped him. I think we're all genius in hindsight. When Man United spent £80 million on Harry Maguire, there wasn't many United fans who said, that's a big waste of money. He's no good in a high press. He's slow. He's not got a very quick turner. He's not a very good turner. And, overall, he's a bit suspect. Most of us went, well, if you want the best, you pay the best. And we end up 2.5 years later going, yeah, Leicester did us over there. He was nowhere near worth £80 million. So I look at when Chelsea got Lukaku. I've got to put my hands in the air. Much the same as Chelsea fans and probably Tuchel. I think I predicted he'd get the golden boot. So, sorry Chelsea, I am not going to... Chelsea fans, I've got to apologise actually. The last 2 years, I predicted Werner would get the golden boot 2 years ago, and I predicted Lukaku would get the golden boot this year. So, I promise you Chelsea fans, even if you sign Haaland, I'm not going to predict golden boot. In fact, maybe I will. So, no, I don't think Tuchel didn't want Lukaku. I think it seemed to me like it was a very good deal. He's a Premier League... Remember, he's a Premier League proven striker as well. He scored goals at Everton, he scored goals at United. So, and last season, Chelsea, they lacked a penalty box striker. And that's why, for me, I thought he'd get the golden boot, because I think Lukaku outside the penalty box is pretty poor. But in the box, he's very good. And I don't know why it's not worked. Chelsea fans would have to tell me that. I don't know why it's not worked, but it hasn't worked. And I think ultimately it's not a reflection on Chelsea, because Chelsea are still a team that's, they're in the Carabao Cup final. They're still in the FA Cup, obviously in the Champions League. They've got a lot, they're not in a title race, and I think that's probably because their striker hasn't hit the goals they needed him to. Chelsea is still a good team, and Lukaku can't really use that as the excuse. He can't go, well, the team's not performing. It's still a good team, Chelsea, and he's just not performed in it. So, I don't know. Rudiger is starting, TM. Christensen, Rudiger, and Silva is your back three. And were you sad when Angel Gomez left, says Hugo? Not really. I mean, look, he's not setting the world on fire at Lille, is he? He's a bench player for Lille, so... Was he going to be a starter for United? Probably not. I think he made the right move. It was a bit disappointing that he never got any time, but I think it was probably the right move in hindsight. I was disappointed at the time, but he never really got the game time, and ultimately he's not really established himself at Lille yet. So the jury's still out as to whether United made a mistake or not. It'd be nice to see him getting on in this game though. Those movements from Chelsea last season was created by Werner, says Hoy. United or Atletico, Mark, says Furious Gamer. I think United will win against Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid are dangerous in the Champions League, but I think United will win. But what I would say about Atletico Madrid is if they do knock United out, they'll get pummeled by Chelsea, Liverpool or Man City if they play them. Because there's a very, very big difference between Arsenal, Spurs and United and Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City. And the reason the Premier League is the best league in the world at the moment is mainly because of Chelsea, Man City and Real Madrid. Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool. That Lille tracksuit top is beautiful. I prefer tracksuit tops to actual football tops. I'm loving that Lille tracksuit top. Very nice. Very nice. It's better than the Chelsea one. Actually, I saw one the other day, and I don't know whether Arsenal wore one the other day. It was really nice, apart from the Arsenal badge. But yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice, Lil, very nice. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Smash a like on the video and subscribe. Lots to go on, yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to a bit of football, which is what it's all about. Mark, do you think Chelsea will sign Rafinha? Says Leroy Cooper. Yeah, I saw that story today. So Chelsea and Liverpool and somebody else in the Premier League linked to Rafinha. If Leeds get relegated, I wouldn't mind Rafinha at United, really, playing off the right-hand side. I think it'd be a good signing for Chelsea, but do they need it? I mean, Ziyech starting tonight. Pulisic is starting tonight. Havertz is starting. They've still got people like Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount. Do they need another wide player? I think he'd be a good player for Chelsea, but I don't know whether they need another wide player. I suppose they'll have to move another player on, I suppose. What's your thought on Akanji to United rumours, says Austrian. I haven't seen any for a while. Lukaku has been benched, yes, Mike. And will you ever do a tennis watch-along? No, I doubt it, Trishan. I mean, I do like to... I'm looking forward to the Formula 1 watch-alongs. They'll be on this channel. But, yeah, Gomez is number 20. He's on the bench for Lille. And Lukaku is on the bench for Chelsea. Howdy Mark, tuning in from Union County, North Carolina, looking at Chelsea's lineup for today. Tuchel seems to go ultra defensive in the big games. Any thoughts on no Lukaku or Timo? Cheers, my guy. Well, they've still got 3 very good attackers. They've still got Ziyech and Pulisic and Havertz is more than capable as playing as the spearhead of the strike force. So I don't think it will massively bother them. I mean, Tuchel is a very much a tactical coach. But then again, Pep is like that. You know, doesn't always play with an obvious number 9. Liverpool don't really play with an obvious number 9. So I think they'll be all right. And Havertz will play as the striker, definitely. I like Kovacic. I mean, Chelsea have got some great depth. When you can put Mason Mount and Jorginho on the bench, and you can pick Azpilicueta and Alonso as your fullbacks when you've got injuries to Reece James and Chilwell, they have got some very good... I mean, I've been on about this for a while now. Please subscribe, by the way. We're on the road to 618,000. We're only 500 away. Let's see if we can get close to it tonight. Bottom right hand corner, get involved with That's Football. Loads of stuff for everybody this year. Loads of watch-alongs, not just football. We'll be doing a bit of F1. Probably do some boxing whenever we find out when there's a big boxing fight. And obviously the World Cup at the end of the year. Champions League, Carabao Cup final on Sunday. Loads to get involved in. You're all very, very welcome. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I've got the timer just going. We've just started the match. It's on the screen. And yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. The match has just started. Yes, it has. But yeah, I've said this before. You know, I remember watching the Bayern Munich PSG final a couple of years ago, and I just could not believe the quality of the bench of both teams. And it almost became the new world in football that I think Liverpool had a lot of success with the same set of players. You know, the bench of Liverpool was people like Shaqiri and Origi. Nowadays, you need a bench that's got people like Grealish and Mason Mount and people like that on it, and Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku. And that's what Chelsea and Man City have built, really. This amazing squad of players that means you can get 3 or 4 major injuries, or you can have a couple of people out of form and you can just still produce a good team. But I like Renato Sanchez. Watch out for him today. I really do like Renato Sanchez. And I think that... How old is Renato Sanchez now? I mean, see, it feels like he's been around... It feels like he should be like 38. But obviously he started very early. Feels like he must have started when he was 12. But no, he's 24. He'll be 25 in August, Renato Sanchez. So I still think he's got a Premier League move in him. I know he did play in the Premier League. Was he at Swansea? I think he was at Swansea for a bit, wasn't he? Went from Benfica to Bayern Munich. Didn't work out. But yeah, I think that he could be a really good... it's 1-0 to Juve, by the way. They're playing Villarreal. Vlahovic has scored. La Liga in the mud again. Don't tell the Real Madrid and Barcelona fans, they'll be crying. 1-0 to Juve. Vlahovic scores the goal. It's 1-0 there. In the other game, Villarreal against Juventus. There, you know. I think Lukaku was benched because of his form, says Jack. Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's not been playing very well, has he? 100%. Lewis says, do you think Sancho will live up to his price tag? Oh, you've just reminded me of something, actually. I just want to do an early either or here. Who's the better talent? Sancho, Saka, in the chat. That's your first poll tonight. Your first either or. Hey, Vlahovic is a great great signing. And I don't feel sorry for rivals, but Arsenal were onto something there. They really wanted him. I was speaking to somebody who's a very good journalist who is very good around Man United now, but he used to be and still is very good around Arsenal. And that Vlahovic deal, Arsenal were sort of led up the garden path there. They had the money to do the deal because obviously Italian football's not particularly well off at the moment, and Premier League is, and they wanted that deal. But Vlahovic really wanted to stay in the Serie A. Would have been a very good signing for them. Could have been the difference between them getting top four and not, but didn't happen. Didn't happen. So a bit unlucky Arsenal there. Mark, which way is best to govern a dressing room, through fear or love? Says Matt Carney. Little bit of both, Matt. Little bit of love, little bit of fear. Okay? A little bit of love, little bit of fear. That's only in a dressing room, though. That's not in a real relationship. Any fear in a real relationship should get you knocked up. And I tell you what, not knocked up, locked up. Havertz has just missed a sitter. We thought Timo Werner was playing. It's not. It's Timo Havertz. Lovely cross by Azpilicueta. He puts the cross across the 6-yard box, Azpilicueta. And Havertz, oh my Christ. Oh my Christ. How's he missed that? Bloody hell. He's in the 6-yard box. It's coming across him. He's got his side of his foot there. He's not toe-ended it. He's got the side of his footer. He's got to just pass it in. He's passed it over. A terrible miss that was by Havertz. It's a terrible miss, I tell you. Gwen would score that one. Anyway, it stays 0-0. It should be 1-0 to Chelsea. What a miss by Havertz. Yeah, it should be 1-0 to Chelsea. Let's go Lille, says Lala. Yeah, well, Botman. Keep your eye on Botman. Keep your eye on Botman. He's a decent player for Lille. Well, I say he's a decent player. He's a player. He's number 4. He plays for Lille. And he's a player that Newcastle wanted to spend quite a lot of money on. Sven Botman. He's 22 years of age. He's Dutch. And he plays for Lille. So keep an eye out for him. He's probably a player that's going to be moving this summer. Mark, I think Liverpool have got a better squad than us now, Chelsea. That Diaz is added. Tuchel has been concerned about it, T. Keep up the great content, says Rico. I think you make a great point, Rico. I think Liverpool and Klopp probably have been concerned about the wider squad depth of a Chelsea and a Manchester City, and it is something that they're starting to address. I personally think that if you look at Liverpool, their goalkeeper is good. The Irish lad, he's good. Tomiskas, I know I pronounce it wrong all the time. I actually think he's quite a good, decent backup at left back. Obviously, they've got people like Joe Gomez and Konate at centre back, if Matip and Van Dijk need a rest. The midfield, I still think they could do with a little bit more in there. But obviously, up front, you've got Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota, Diaz. So they have got... I think the midfield is the only area that Liverpool need to improve on now. I've heard United are scouting Jonathan David. Looking forward to watching him play tonight, says Stego. Yeah, just looking at that Havertz miss again, Stego. It was terrible. It was terrible. Sancho is blasting this poll at the moment. He's got 71% of the vote over Saka. Where's the Arsenal fans? Here's Havertz again. Oh, good save by the keeper. I tell you what, Havertz is looking sharp. Hi, Mark. Do you think Abramovich may go for Ten Hag this summer if Tuchel doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League, says Ansherman? Well, have we got any Chelsea fans watching? Because I would be disgusted. Oh, it's a good shot by Havertz and it's a good save by the keeper. He's missed a sitter, but he's just hit a great shot and it's a brilliant save by the Lille keeper, that. Oh, I tell you what, give him some credit where it's due. Made a really good save there, Jardim, from Havertz, who, having missed a sitter from 6 yards... nearly scores a great goal, and they have scored. It's dominant, and he's scored now. He's scored now. Havertz didn't miss that one. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. He's headed it into the ground and into the top corner. He doesn't miss that one. And Chelsea lead 1-0. He's just had an amazing 7 minutes, Kai Havertz here. misses a sitter, nearly scores a great goal, and then from resulting the corner, he gets a free header and heads it into the top corner with a bit of bounce. Chelsea well worth their early lead here, and the dominance of the Premier League side showing very early on here. It feels like there's a very big gap between Lille and Chelsea in these first few minutes, and it's 1-0 to Chelsea. Going back to what somebody just said there, though, I don't know whether we've got any Chelsea fans in the chat, but would you be happy with Tuchel getting the sack for Ten Hag if he doesn't win the Champions League? I don't think Tuchel should be getting sacked by Chelsea ever. Ever. You know, I mean, he will do, but I think that I actually like Chelsea a lot more than I used to like them. My dad's a Chelsea fan. I've got no love for Chelsea really at all, but I couldn't stand them when they had Drogba and Lampard and Mourinho. But I got a lot of respect for Chelsea because basically Tuchel stopped Man City winning the treble, beat them in the Champions League final and knocked them out the FA Cup. So it's a sad indication of where Man United are that we're grateful to Chelsea. But that thanks Glazers, we basically have an open door policy to our records now. We have to rely on other clubs to stop it. So yeah, I like and also I've got a lot of respect for Tuchel because I thought he was a load of shit. I actually thought he was a bit hyped when United played them and he was PSG manager. I never thought they were that good. So I never thought he was that good. So he's really impressed me in what he's done at Chelsea. So I think he's a good one. Right, I'm going to end the poll. We've had 4,000, nearly 5,000 votes. 70 who's better? Talent. It's Sancho or Saka. 71% went with Sancho. 29% went with Saka. Interesting. If you'd have asked that a month ago, I think Saka would have won it. But we're finally seeing the real Sancho at Manchester United. There you go. Although Lille are in here down the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Good bit of defending. Could be a good game, this. Could be a good game. Anything less than a Ten Hag coming to United is crap, says Caelan Murphy. Thanks for the super chats. United stand fans tax, says Mhen. And I don't actually know how many people come from the United stand here. There will be some, but we do get a lot of people who don't watch the United stand, who aren't United fans, actually. Which reminds me, please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can get to 618,000 tonight. Ooh, we nearly had an OG. Rudiger. He kicks the ball. It flips up off his shin, and it's going over the head of Mendy. But it goes over the bar. And that's a corner to Lille. Nearly. Havertz scored, Carter. Havertz scored the goal. Cross comes in. Ooh, that's a bit like a handball, ref. He's not giving it. He's not going to give it. I'll do another poll in a bit, Ronan. Half time is where we do most of the polls, but I will do more in a minute. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Champions League on That's Football. Love it. I love the Champions League. Carabao Cup final on Sunday afternoon will be live on here, and Arsenal against Wolves on Thursday night will be live on here. So some good watch-alongs this week. But Chelsea worthy of their lead at the moment. But Lille have looked quite threatening, and don't look like they're going to give up without a bit of a fight. Jonathan David with a shot there. Interesting player, Jonathan David. Is he the one who used to play in Spain? Or am I getting him mixed up with somebody else? No, he definitely didn't play in Spain. Who am I thinking of in Spain who's quick? Got linked with United. Jonathan David's only 22. It's not the player I'm thinking of. So he's a very interesting player, Jonathan David. 25 goals in 62 games for Lille. Plays for Canada. Who am I thinking of? I think he plays for like Real Sociedad or something. Let me know in the chat. Inaki Williams, that's it. Inaki Williams, who I think is 28. Doesn't even sound the same. Inaki Williams, Jonathan David. Inaki Williams is 27. He's not 28. Neither of them are 27. It must be somebody else. Neither of them are 28. Yeah, Inaki Williams is Spanish. Plays for Atletico Bilbao. Yeah. Not really heard anything about him for a while. Jonathan David's interesting. I'm surprised Arsenal weren't linked to him, actually. If we don't get Ten Hag, I'd rather keep Ranić over anyone else. I see potential with Ralph, says Jack Rankin. Thank you very much. Yeah, but going back to, obviously, we were watching Chelsea. I'd be very surprised if Roman Abramovich was looking to move Tuchel on. I think, obviously, they had an amazing season last year, winning the Champions League. And I think that exceeded expectation. They didn't win the FA Cup, they won the Champions League. Got top 4 from a difficult position. This season, they were meant to go to be Premier League contenders. It's not quite worked out. So I think Tuchel's big season will be next season. But Alexander Isak is another player that we've been linked to. No, I'm not thinking. I was thinking about Hamza. I was actually thinking about Inaki Williams. Isak and David are interesting players. You know what I'm going to say to you? I don't think there's a lot of difference between David and Isak. I don't. From what I've seen of them, I don't think there's a lot of difference. I think they both work well in the Prem. They've got that speed and power that you need in the Prem. Be interesting to see. Do you think Isak and David will both play in the Prem? I don't know. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to the chat. Oh right, I thought you was talking to me. No, talking to the chat. Great games earlier, mate. Doing awesome on Twitch lately, and it's been fun hanging out. Says Official Moxie, mate. TUSFC is just the best, most enjoyable thing I've done. The ups and downs. Like yesterday, I was ready to quit. I was like, "There's no point carrying on. I'm gutted." And then today, the transfer window was brilliant. And then we've had a really good start to the season. So I'm feeling good about it. Isak will definitely play in the Prem, says Six Figures. The Real Bogger says David will, Isak no. Nick says you bottled all the transfers. I didn't bottle all the transfers. I think that if I was rating that transfer window for TUSF today, who watched the Twitch stream today actually, if you did, give it a mark out of 10 for the transfer window, because I would say keeper, centre back on a free, striker on a free, winger on a free, £90 million midfielder, and a swap deal for an up-and-coming winger and a backup right-back, I'd give that a 9. Yeah, lots of high scores in there. Mark, I think we'll beat Atletico tomorrow. Also, can we get a WrestleMania watch-along, says Iffy. Oh, I tried to do WrestleMania last year, though. I tried to do it last year. It was crap. I love these Champions League nights, though. I really do. If they didn't accept Liverpool, Chelsea or Man City, who would you take between Klopp, Tuchel or Pep? Says Ray. At United, I'd take any of them, mate. Absolutely any of them. Because they're, I don't like saying it because Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City are big rivals, but I moved past this years ago. I can't be arsed with this sort of tribalism support in the modern day. Football's so universal. There's so many games you can watch. I just can't close my eyes to just United. I love football, so I have to watch lots of it. And then if I'm watching it, I want to enjoy it. So I can't not appreciate the fact that Jurgen Klopp's football is amazing. I can't not appreciate the fact that Pep's one of the best coaches in the world. And I can't not appreciate that Tuchel's done a great job at Chelsea. So I would take any of them at Man United, really. It's just stubbornness that says not. And I just don't see the point in being like that. So if I had to choose between the three, the best fit for my personality in Manchester United would be Jurgen Klopp. There might be some United fans who'd prefer Pep, some of them might prefer Tuchel, but I would the sort of manager I want to support United would be someone like Jurgen Klopp with his rock and roll football and his passion and his energy. I'd love that, but he's our biggest rival. Ooh, Alonso with a chance on the back post. He tried to place it on the half volley. He should have blasted it. He's got the technique. It's funny, actually. I was getting my hair cut today and I was talking to the hairdresser. And we were talking about Champions League. And this is going to be really disrespectful, but I think some people might relate to this. Basically, we were talking about the Champions League. And he said, do you think PSG will do well in the Champions League? And I said, well, we've got a good squad. Got Neymar, Mbappe. And he was like, yeah, they've got quite a good midfield. And then I went, oh shit, they've got Messi as well. What's gone on with Messi at PSG this year? I just don't get it. You know, in this country, we get people questioning Ronaldo, but he's actually scored big goals in big games. But I don't get it with Messi. He's one of the world's best ever players, and I just don't know whether it's almost like his football's become depressed. It's like he never wanted to leave Barcelona. It's like he's just, you know... And look, at some point he will come good because he's a great, great player, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Because that league is a joke. You know, Lille are... You know, look at how good Lille have been against Chelsea, and they're considered to be one of the better teams in the league. In fact, PSG beat Lille 5-1 the other week, so... It's a crap league with a very good team in it. He should be tearing it up. Absolutely tearing it up. And he's not tearing it up. Messi can't do it outside of Spain, says Alex G. And owners break the banks to buy players but never managers. Why don't PSG United offer Pep Klopp an offer he can't refuse? Says Ash G. No, I think they will. I think... Welcome to Newcastle's world. They'll do it. PSG will do it if they need to do it as well. But I was on about this today. Somebody was saying, if you were Man United's owners, what would they need to do to make things better? Because people say United with new owners would be better. Nice ball in here. Mendy so fast off his line there. That's what you want, a sweeper keeper. But somebody said to me today, you know, it's not just as simple as getting new owners at United. What would you need? What would they need to do? And I said, well, look at Newcastle. Basically, you want rich owners who want to be successful on the pitch. Newcastle, didn't get lost on me, have gone and got Brighton's technical director because he's very good. And that's not buying Bissouma or Lamptey. They've also gone and spent money to get their technical director. So that's what big clubs do now. They go and get big people. Messi wouldn't survive a day in the Prem, says Iffy. I'd love to have... Oh, you know what? I'd have loved to have seen prime Messi in the Prem. It's one of the things that I'd love to have seen it. But could you give a shout out to my mate Ross? He was cyberbullied yesterday by some people, says Jingle. Mate, if that is true, it's appalling, Ross. And I hope you're doing well. And you know what bullies are? Bullies are bad people, but they're also sad people. Bullies are a reflection of their own misery. And they're not nice people, but the world is full of nice people. So never let your life be dictated to by bad people. Focus on the good people. Looking good, Mark. Goldbridge's Fangirl Society. Oh, God. Thanks, mate. What did you think about Ronaldo 9 nearly coming to United, says George Story. Who do I think's better, Hudson-Odoi or Luis Diaz? It's not even worth a poll. It's not even worth a poll. This game's been good. 22 minutes gone. Kante. I'm keeping an eye on the Championship today as well because some of my mates have gone up to Preston because Forest are playing Preston and Middlesbrough are playing West Brom. So and also Paul Ince's Reading are playing Birmingham. So I'm hoping Reading, although I do know Birmingham fans as well. It's difficult for me tonight. I definitely want Forest to beat Preston. I definitely want West Brom to beat Middlesbrough. Oh, I don't know whether I do actually. I don't know whether I do. Coventry are beating Bristol. Do I want West Brom to beat Middlesbrough? Probably do, actually. I probably do. Reading against Birmingham. Paul Ince's first game. Ince. It's not 2-0 to Juventus, by the way. They're 1-0 up against Villarreal. Messi wouldn't survive in the Prem is a myth. Destroyed Big Six teams many times, although that was his prime. So see to, yeah, look, don't be a Real Madrid or Barcelona fan, mate. Don't start talking about the past. We're talking about now. Would Messi do it in the Premier League now when he's not doing it in the French League? That's the question mark, isn't it? There's no doubt he's arguably the best player we've seen in the last 20 years, but there's something not right with him at the moment. Messi's got a lot of assists in the PSG, but no one cares about that anymore, says Eva Peterson. Look, I agree, Eva. I don't think Messi's been shit, but he should be you know, it's a bit like Ronaldo in the Premier League. He should have done better. No one's saying he's been terrible, but he should have done better. There's bound to be mitigating circumstances, but Messi's meant to be the best player in the world. Playing in a Farmers League, he should be bloody owning it. Really. I just think with Messi, it's a hangover from the Barcelona thing. I don't think he ever really wanted to leave Barcelona, and I think he felt he had to. I wish I had a fangirl society, Mark. Hope you're well. WrestleMania should be better this year, but don't bank on that, says the Royal Mail X. I don't even watch wrestling anymore, mate. I don't even know who's in it anymore. That was the problem with last year. It was a COVID bloody WrestleMania, and it was just weird. Hi, Mark. Off topic. Did you watch Rooney's documentary? What are your views? I'm a big fan of Rooney and big fan of yours. I did watch it. I did enjoy it. My only complaint about it, and I think sometimes documentaries end up being like this, I was really disappointed when there was only 20 minutes left, and we'd only got to the 2006 World Cup, and I was like there's some big events between 2006 and 2012 with Rooney, but it was very good, but it focused so much on the start of his career. Shout out to you, Mark. Don't want to get into detail, but had a terrible couple of weeks and you've put smiles on my face with your content. All the love. Tom, thanks, Tom. Hope you're doing well, mate. Shout out for you. And Pushan says, how would you react if United would win all the games from now till March? This is not going to happen, but hypothetically, if it happens. Well, it is going to happen, Pushan, because March is in about a week's time, and we've only got Atletico Madrid and Watford, so there's a big chance that'll happen. I think you mean till the end of March. To do that, we've got to beat Man City, so I'd be very impressed. Chelsea on the attack again with Ziyech, and cleared. Ross says, you've said that Ten Hag would be your pick for next United manager. What do you feel that Ten Hag brings the club that other managers like Poch doesn't, says Ross. I think because he's his own man, mate. I think with Pochettino, he's a Spurs man, he's a PSG man. You know, he's had the jobs where he was meant to be successful, and I think he's a bit like yesterday's man, or you know what he's all about. I think the interesting thing about Ten Hag is it's like Pep coming to the Premier League. It's like Klopp coming from Dortmund to the Premier League. It's like Tuchel coming from PSG to the Premier League. And people were saying, well, Poch is coming from PSG to the Premier League. But Poch has been in the Premier League. He's managed Southampton. He's managed Spurs. He was sacked by Spurs. The reality is Ten Hag, everyone knows he's got a great reputation. He's done a brilliant job at Ajax. And there's no guarantee he'll be good anywhere. But it's that Ten Hag is that there's that excitement thing. You know, he's not managed a big club. He's nobody's baggage. You know, he's not second-hand goods. And I think United have tried the second-hand goods. Mourinho, Van Gaal, Poch would be second-hand goods. Doesn't mean it wouldn't work, but I think we've tried that. What we've never tried is the sort of, I don't know what the word is, the flavour of the month. You know, the exciting flavour of the month. We've never tried that. You know, Ollie was an ex-player, which you can do. Chelsea have done that. But I think Ten Hag's something United haven't tried before. That's why, for me, it jumps out. Renato Sanchez would be a good replacement for Pogba. He's not as good as Pogba, really would suit Manchester United, says Henry. I think he potentially would, but he's not a player that we've ever really been linked to. Sergeant Stupid says, I think at Barcelona Messi loved it there and was the main man, whereas at PSG he isn't so, can't impose himself, whereas Ronaldo, with the way his mentality, attitude, imposes himself on a team, says Sergeant Stupid. The Royal Mail X, is similar to me. I think the 90s, maybe early 2000s were the golden age. Same with football, to be honest. It still blows my mind how quick teams have changed, etc., says the Royal Mail X. Jack says, United went for Klopp when Liverpool did. He turned them down because of the owners. He goes for teams with passion. He wants the German job. Ziyech, good tackle. I thought he was going to get a shot off there. Yeah, well, there's always that rumour that that Klopp described Manchester United as Disneyland. And he wouldn't be wrong if he did say it. Cold Dish says, Mark, there are strong rumours of Stone Cold having a match this year. If this turns out to be true, would it compel you more to do a watch-along? It would, Cold Dish, but Stone Cold's Steve Austin's knees were gone 15 years ago. But so I'd be worried about watching that, to be honest. Come on, Lil, sort it out, says Michael. Could you do a watch-along for Barca's game against Napoli, Mark? No. I struggle to watch the Europa League when Manchester United are in it. I'm definitely not going to watch it when Manchester United aren't in it. Plus, I'm doing Arsenal Wolves in the Premier League, which is a more important game from my point of view. Do you think Manchester City just bottled the title, says Sean? I think it's in Liverpool's hands. I'm looking forward to the Formula 1, Rupen. We're going to be doing some watch-alongs on here when it starts. So, yeah, tune in for it. I really enjoy doing the watch-alongs for F1 as well. Who do you think should be Arsenal captain, says Paddy Cakes? I don't really know, mate. I don't really watch Arsenal enough to know that. I think Ramsdale's made a big impact on the personality of that team, but should a goalkeeper be the captain? What's your thoughts on the Russia-Ukraine situation? Do you think we'll go to war, says Flux? Trying not to read too much about it. Actually admit I'm being quite ignorant to it. Obviously my concerns are for the people of Ukraine, innocent civilians who may get caught up in anything that goes on, but from a wider picture, that's really where my concerns are. I'm not really thinking about it beyond that. I like Ten Hag, but I'm also happy with Ralph. I know a lot disagree, but his record so far is a lot better than he gets credit for. Hashtag Ralph in, says Gary. Probably is a lot better than he gets credit for, mate, but it's no better than what Ollie did. And look what happened there. Do your roller skate, says Jack. Not for a long time. Ten Hag will go to City. They've saved a fortune on not having to buy Pep, Wash and Go, and won't want their expenses again, says Luke Jones. Joke. I realised that as I was reading what you mean. Mark, am I the only person left worried about tomorrow? It's still a formidable place to play. Beating them over 2 legs would be some achievement, says Nick P. Nick, I think tomorrow will be difficult. I'm very excited about it. It will be hostile. But I think this game will be won at Old Trafford. I think as long as we come out of that tie, even if we lose it by 1 goal, I think we'll be all right at Old Trafford. But I don't think we'll lose. I think, a draw would be a good result. But I fancy that we might even get the win. Lille have played all right to a point, but Chelsea's defence is just on point at the moment. And that's no surprise with Tuchel and Chelsea. They've be interesting. Tell you what, do you think Chelsea could retain this Champions League? Because I think they're more than capable of giving anybody a game. I think people write Chelsea off a little bit because it's Liverpool and Man City for the title. It's Liverpool and Man City as the English favourites for the Champions League. But I do think that you write Chelsea off at your peril. I think Thomas. I'm not talking about that. I thought that was actually something very serious, so I'm not talking about that, Pratt. Mark, am I the only person left worried about tomorrow? You've done that one, okay? Thank you very much. Carisco's not playing means we should win, Mark, says Ronan. I've still got a lot. They've still got people. They've still got a lot of good players. Havertz scored, Jack. Kai Havertz scored. He missed the sitter. He had a great shot saved, and then he scored from the corner with a header. I fancy Ronaldo to score tomorrow, Blake, if you want a prediction. I'm never a big fan of predicting who the goal scorers will going to be. It's hard enough predicting what the score will be, but Champions League, Ronaldo, history with Atletico Madrid, he'll be up for it tomorrow. He'll be very focused. Not that he's not focused in anything else, but he just seems to come alive in the Champions League. Mark, have you seen that a new season of Top Boy is coming out? Is it? Is it really? I thought the person who was in that was in a lot of trouble. So when does it come out, and is that person in it? Do you rate Rudiger, says Himanshu? Yes, I do. The funny thing about Rudiger is, it's a bit like Arsenal with Arteta. I sometimes get things right about rival clubs because I said I remember saying about 18 months ago I would take Rudiger at United, but I don't watch him week in, week out. But whenever I watch him, I like him. And there was Chelsea fans saying you can have him. He's so inconsistent, but I don't think they would say that now. Tried Sneak Mark Purple Stern Fizzy is amazing, says Jay. Cheers, mate. It is very nice. If you're ordering any Sneak Energy or drinks, please use the code SneakBridge. Suarez and defence off form. Llorente is the danger, says Ronan. I do like Llorente for Atletico Madrid. United have been linked to him a few times. I do like him. Breaking, Suarez and Griezmann and Coke are said to be on the bench for the Champions League game on Wednesday, says Sky Sports. Sky Sports, slow news there. Vlahovic is playing so confident, says Innocent. And Cobra Kai Season 5 was good, Martin. I enjoy it. I think the next one's coming out this year. I know they've filmed it already. Lille are getting on quite well here. Good shot straight at Mendy. Which means it wasn't actually a good shot. Well, Mark, Ralph is the closest thing to Klopp we'll ever see. He literally only needs to buy the players he needs this summer, and we'll get rock and roller too, says SK. Slow Sports News, Havertz scored, says Butterbean. And Lille number 8 is bossing the midfield battle, says Treble Champ. As I said, I think Lille have been alright. I think Chelsea need to get the second goal. It looked like it might run away from them a little bit, but they do need the second goal here, Chelsea. What's the scores in the other games? Ooh, it's still 0-0 between Forest and Preston. It's still 1-0 to West Brom against Middlesbrough. It's 0-0 between Reading and Birmingham. It's 2-0 to Barnsley against Hull. And it's half-time and it's Coventry 1, Bristol 0. In the National League, Solihull at 1-1 with Wealdstone at Solihull. I'll tell you what, there's a team I always look out for as well, because I know he's gone to the game, Pieface. Plymouth. Who are they playing tonight in League One? Sure he said they were away. They're losing 2-0 to Cambridge. Oh, he's been pied. Poor old Pieface. TUFC, the Invincibles incoming, says Manan. Early days, but the fact that we've had 3 games and we've not conceded a goal and we've already been to Anfield, it's not a bad start. The Arsenal fans will be scared. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with that on Twitch. Going to be a ball fest tomorrow, defence versus defence, is Ben's K. Mate, you know what? In a 2-legged game, I know there's no away goals anymore, and I'm watching these Champions League games with interest. Do you think what you've seen so far, we missed the away goals rule? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I wouldn't be too bothered with United getting a 0-0 or a 1-1 tomorrow, and then winning it at Old Trafford. Thoughts on Brendan Rodgers as our next manager? Says Brenda. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Has Ricky moved to Sevilla? Says Scuba. I think he's in Spain now for the United game. But look, we've been in COVID for ages. Ricky was regularly going on holidays, so he's probably going over there to have a look at Martial. Yeah, I prefer someone else to be manager at the end of the season, and if they mess up, then bring Rangnick back in maybe permanently. Says Ash G. And Disha says, hi Mark, Alan from Leicester here. While we love your work, my brother James thinks you're deluded. Okay, that's fine. The great thing about football is that everyone's got their own opinion, and when everyone's got their own opinion, there will be extremes, differences in opinion. What I think's good, you'll think shit. So that's absolutely fine. What you think about people comparing Klopp and Tuchel on trophies, I think it's disrespectful to Klopp, says Marcus Beavers. Look, I like Tuchel, but I think sometimes we search for conflict when we don't need it. As a Man United fan, I think what Tuchel's done at Chelsea is fantastic. But as a Man United fan, I think what Klopp's done at Liverpool is amazing. Like, he's won the Premier League for the first time in their history. He's won them the Champions League again. I still think their most impressive season was the one where they didn't win the league. Where they got, was it 96, 97 points and finished second? We might have a very similar season. I mean, in many ways, the fact that Man City have been around with Pep has stopped Liverpool winning more than they could have done. So, look, Klopp's the better coach for me. As much as I think Tuchel's very good, I wouldn't even search for conflict. I think Chelsea are very, very, very happy with Tuchel, and Liverpool are very, very happy with Klopp. I think sometimes these either-ors are irrelevant. Renato Sanchez with a shot there, well over. But I'd say Lille over the last 15 minutes have got a real foothold in the game. Chelsea are still getting forward, but apart from that early goal, it's been quite an equal game, and it's been a good one to watch. Mark, the drawstring part of your hoodie looks like beautifully plaited hair. A little Roberto Baggio-esque, says Nick P. Atletico are a horrible team, says Official Moxie. Simeone's tactics seem to be do anything and everything to win and roll around for an hour. Look, it's going to be an interesting game. I'm very excited about it. I think the fact that there's a bit of history between Atletico Madrid and Varane and Ronaldo adds a bit of spice. I think the atmosphere will be fantastic. Lovely ball over the top here. Lille are in and deflected into the keeper. A bit of a shame there. Carabao Cup final pick, Mark, says Gog. I tell you what, we're doing a watch-along for that on Sunday. And I'm looking forward to that. You know, talk about Tuchel versus Klopp. That's a cracker. That's an absolute cracking game, that is. First trophy of the season up for grabs. Liverpool are hot. Chelsea getting into the groove. It's going to be I'm really looking forward to it. You can never promise it's going to be a good game, but I'm looking forward to it. Problem is we can't attack against the low block, says Ben's K. And Carabao Cup final, we've just done that as well. Ruben Amorim and Ten Hag should be the only options, says Ronan Mason for Manchester United. Who's been the better team so far, says Al. Well, let us know in the chat. In fact, we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll on it. Who has been the better team? Sing it after me. Who has been the better team? You've got to do it in Scottish. It sounds better. Who has been the better team? Who has been the better team? I put a poll up for you there. You can vote. I mean, Chelsea have been the better team because they're winning 1-0. But Lille have responded well. I don't think they've been much of a threat in the final third. And if I was a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't care if people said Lille were the better team because they're winning 1-0. It's a shame Lille aren't winning because I could say it's 1-0. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Lille at the moment. I don't know what's going on with Lille at the moment. I mean, they are really, really struggling at the moment to express themselves in the table in France. They are currently down in, you wouldn't believe where Lille are in the league. They're 11th They're in 11th place in a Farmers League. They've got 36 points. They're in 11th place. I mean, if they go on a good run, they could probably get up to 5th because they're only 4 points off Rennes in 5th place. But yeah, they're down in 11th place, Lille. Not doing particularly well. I mean, looking at their league position, what's their problem? What's your problem? It looks like scoring goals is their problem. They've scored less goals than every other team in the top 12. And they're 11th. So, scoring goals seem to be Lille's problem. So, I don't look like they'll be in the Champions League next year. So, you know, maybe that'll be maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that means they'll be looking to sell players. You know? You know? Tell you what film I watched the other day. 2 good films I've watched recently. American Gangster, which I can't believe I hadn't watched. I've seen it on Netflix so many times and I've gone, yeah, I've seen it. And then I was like, I can't remember what happens in this film. Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington. I was convinced I'd seen it. Watched it. I was like, I'll remember something in a minute. Got an hour and a half in and I was like, I ain't seen this film. I haven't seen this film. So I watched it the other day. Very, very good. Although, what I couldn't understand about that film is that Cuba Gooding Jr. is in it. And you may as well have got... There was no point. He was hardly in it. But I've seen Training Day. And then one thing I watched the other day is 21 Bridges. Very good film. Very good film. We get the son of the director comes on the Super Chat sometimes with on United Stand, Daniel Kirk. Director's Brian Kirk. And he'd said to me before to watch it. And I was like, I'll get around to watching it at some point. I watched it, really enjoyed it. So give it a watch. I think United should get Pep as manager, says Aidan. Yeah, it's never going to happen. So 56% of the vote says that Chelsea have been the better team, 44% Lille. Thoughts on Kane and Son, says I'm lazy. Hot and cold. Chelsea on the attack, crossed by Aspilicueta. Misses everybody, comes to Alonso on the other side. Kante. We're nearly at half time now. Hi Mark, that we are at half time. Hi Mark, have you thought about doing a Cheltenham Festival watch along as it's on next month? Says LP. I've done it in the past. It's a long stream though. The problem is the new manager leaving their manager left for Nice. Now Nice are third. Gaultier has been brilliant. Dolberg might get a Premier League move, says Rornick. There you go. When is Fury versus White? I need to know the dates. I need the details. I need to know the details. Bang 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 bounce 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 jump 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 jump. Well, of course, the good thing for Chelsea is that they can rotate so many players. April 23rd. I'll watch it if it's been confirmed. I don't think it's actually been confirmed yet, but if it has been confirmed, tell me what time it's on, because we'll be doing that. These have heavyweights. They don't box enough, do they? Right, we're going to do a few either-ors at half-time. It's 1-0 to Chelsea at half-time. I think Lille have been decent, but the problem of their season and the reason they're probably mid-table in the French league is they just don't look very threatening going forward. They don't score enough goals. I think they've been decent up to that point, but beyond that point, they've not been that great. Chelsea leading 1-0 at half-time. I think they'd like to turn that into 2 or 3 to go to France, because it could be dangerous in France if it's only 1-0. So 1-0 it is in that. I'll tell you what the half-time... Well, we know the half-times in the Championship if you're interested in that. I'm interested in it because Paul Ince comes on the United Stand and it's 0-0 for him at Reading at the moment, again home to Birmingham. But the reality is that we've been playing either or. We did Saka versus Sancho on talent, about 20 minutes ago, and Sancho got over 70% of the vote. As I said before, I think if this had been done before the, a month ago, maybe Saka would have won it. But Sancho at the moment is really showing his quality. You might need to be a United fan to see that, but he's been really consistent the last month, and he's starting to show the form as to why many teams were looking at him and why Manchester United bought him. So hopefully he can keep continuing doing that, because one thing Sancho's never been able to do from an outside United point is pin down that England spot. And I think if he can prove, there is an adjustment period for Jadon Sancho as well. I think people think just because he's English that he should just hit the Premier League running, but he's never played in the Premier League. And we've just seen Havertz there, scored a good goal, but his first 7 or 8 months at Chelsea were very hit and miss. And I think there is a bit of an adjustment period from Bundesliga to Premier League because of how a lot of teams play in the Bundesliga. So Sancho looks interesting. He looks like he's hitting form at the moment. I'm just thinking of an early either or to start you better off. I like Saka, by the way, and I think it's one to keep an eye on in the future. Look, from an Arsenal point of view, a lot of here's one for you actually. Here's one for you. Let's be fair to Arsenal fans and give you something that's, some people might say it's wrong, but I've got one for you. Either or, Grealish or Smith Rowe. Who do you think's the better talent, Smith Rowe or Grealish? Get on with the chat there. But what I was going to say is that in this top 4 race, somebody asked me what I think about Son and Kane. I think Son and Kane, if Spurs are to get top 4, they've got to play ridiculously well for the next 15 games. And I think if Arsenal are going to get top 4, they've got to, Smith Rowe and Saka are going to have a massive part to play in that. And that could be the key. If Arsenal and Spurs do what Arsenal and Spurs do and bottle a lot of points, United will get 4th place whether they play well or not. United will accumulate 67 points, I think. Unless we go on a madness, I think we'll get 67 points. 67 points is achievable for Spurs and Arsenal, but they're going to have to step it up. So, yeah. So, Smith Rowe against Grealish, we've got going on. Now, the reason I brought this in is because I think if you're looking at Grealish on Villa form, you'd have him clear as Smith Rowe. £100 million for Jack Grealish to go to Man City. Has he been a rip-roaring success? No. He's been a small fish in a big pond. Whereas at Villa, he was a big fish in a small pond. Adjustment period. I'm not writing Grealish off. He was one of my favourite players outside of United last season. But this year, it swallowed him up a little bit. But, he's in his mid-20s. He can get better. Smith Rowe, younger, playing a little bit like Grealish was playing at Villa. So I do think that there is a fair conversation to have there. So who would I take? I'd take Smith Rowe because he's younger. And I think he's got more room to grow. Smith Rowe, he got more room to grow. But Grealish, I think it's an interesting one to do. I think some people would look at it and go, what you want about? Grealish is clear as Smith Rowe. And I think some people would go look at it and go, you know what, actually, I'd probably take Smith Rowe. So let me know what you think in the chat before we do another either or. So actually, we'll have a look. We've had nearly 3,500 votes. 38% are saying Grealish and 62% are saying Smith Rowe. So we will go with that one. Interestingly enough, Villarreal are losing to Juventus 1-0 at the moment. So another La Liga team in the mud because that's being played in Spain. So Juventus beating Villarreal, PSG beating Real Madrid, and Manchester United could put Atletico Madrid out. There's a really big chance that... here we go then. Here we go. Not wanting to rub it in to the Champions League crew, but let me just get this here for you, and then we're going to do another either or that you can vote on. Bing, 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 bing. Salzburg 1, Bayern Munich 1, Liverpool 2, Milan 0, PSG 1, Real Madrid 0, Sporting Lisbon 5, Atletico Madrid. Okay, so Atletico Madrid. Right, so this is my question for you in the chat. get ready for this. This is your next poll. Will a La Liga side reach the quarterfinals? Embarrassing, isn't it? Embarrassing that the league probably were having to ask this. Will a La Liga side reach the quarterfinals? There are 3 of them. PSG, Real Madrid, 1-0 PSG lead, but they've got to go to the Bernabeu. Villarreal, home to Juventus, losing 1-0 at half-time. Atletico Madrid, Man United haven't even played a minute yet. Will a La Liga side, not, maybe 3 of them will. I'm not asking how many. Will a La Liga side make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League? That would be a new low for La Liga if they don't make it to the quarterfinals with 3 teams. Barcelona are in the Europa League. We don't care about the Europa League. It's an Aldi version of the Champions League. But will they make it to the quarterfinals? What do I think? You know what? I still think Real Madrid could turn it around at the Bernabeu. Atletico Madrid, if they get a good result tomorrow, could knock United out. And Villarreal, Juventus, you never know what you're going to get. So I'd say at the moment, there's probably a 70% chance one of them would get through. But, yeah. I don't know what's happened to the poll. It's disappeared. I think you're right to not write him off. Mahrez, Cancelo, Rodri, to name a few, all took 12 months to adjust, says Luke Jones. Mark, Renato Sanchez is exactly the midfielder we need at United. He's so good, says Joshua. And thoughts on Renato Sanchez joining United? He's been amazing, says Carlos. I don't know what happened to the poll. I don't think I ended the poll. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. Can you do a poll whether Jane Ward-Prowse deserves an England call-up? Says Run. It'd be a waste of time, Run. Yeah, he'd get a massive one. He never started the poll. Okay. I'll do it again. I thought I did. Will a La Liga side make it to the quarter finals? There we go. It should work this time. Hey, it's the Fonz. Yeah, it's worked. So will a La Liga side make it to the quarterfinals? Villarreal are 1-0 down to Juventus at half-time in Spain. PSG beat Real Madrid 1-0 in Paris. And obviously Man United have got to play Atletico Madrid. They've got 3 chances of doing it. Will they do it? Yes or no? I've got it working now, which is good. Trent versus Cancelo. Well, they don't really play in the same position. To be honest, they don't. Declan Rice or Phil Foden don't play in the same position. You can't do an either or when they don't play in the same, roughly the same position. You can't do that. Villarreal will beat Juventus, says Brinks. I think Atletico Madrid are capable of beating United, Villarreal are capable of beating Juventus, and Real Madrid are capable of turning PSG over at the Bernabeu, but they're also all capable of going out. I don't think we'll see a La Liga team in the semi-finals. I really don't think that will happen. Interestingly, we've had 3,000 votes. Yes, a La Liga side will make it to the quarterfinals, 55%. No, 45%. End poll there. You know what? I should have some of these prepared, so I'm grateful that some people are putting in stuff in the chat. This is quite a good one. Who will finish higher in the league? Who's going to finish higher in the league? Arsenal or Spurs? Both in a very similar situation. If you look at the league table at the moment, which I'm about to do, if you look at the league table at the moment, Arsenal are above Spurs, of course. They've both played the same amount of games. Arsenal are 3 points ahead of Spurs with the same amount of games played. Arsenal have got to go to Spurs at some point. So who do you think is going to finish above each other? Both of them in with a shout of top 4. Both of them have got 3 games in hand on Manchester United. 7 points behind United, Spurs are. But Arsenal are only 4 points behind them. Who will finish higher, Arsenal or Spurs? I'm doing a video this week actually on the run-ins of everybody, which is going to be quite interesting. But yep, who's going to finish higher in that? Interestingly, who's winning at the moment? Botman or Maguire? There's no point in doing them things at the moment. Maguire will lose. Adama or Mbappe? Who is quicker? Says Finished FC. Dunno, mate. Dunno. Got no idea, man. You know what I'm saying? Got no idea. We're only 200 away on TikTok, my TikTok page. Actually, let me just get the link. It's a lot easier. Cal the Dragon. Cal the Dragon dancing. Oh my god. He's dancing in a club. Ouch. Right. That's perfect. Okay, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. We are only 200 away from hitting 200k on my official TikTok page. I've dropped the link in the chat. Hopefully it's going to appear in the chat. Whenever the chat decides to fucking work. Cockhead. Sarab says, Mark, it's written in the stars. First Atletico, then we'll get Juventus, then Real, and then finally it'll be City. It's made for Ronaldo. Yes, I'm dreaming, says Sarab. That would be nice. There we go. Got it. Got it. Got it. Don't stop disappearing. Stop it. Oh, these chats are really annoying. Do Son or Mane, says Jaden. We've sort of done it before. Where's that gone now? There it is. Pin. Right, I've just pinned the message. We're only 200 followers away on TikTok from being 200,000. So please give us a follow and see if we can hit 200k tonight. Would really appreciate that. In the poll, Mark Goldbridge, who will finish higher in the league, Arsenal or Spurs? Over 4,000 of you voted. Arsenal 66%, Spurs 34%. I wouldn't have it that high. I'd probably go 60-40. But yeah, I wouldn't disagree. I think Arsenal at the moment, they've got the 3-point gap, and Spurs have got a little bit more to do. And also, I think Spurs are a little bit inconsistent. Mark, it's written in the stars. Players are coming out for the second half. Let me get the players going here. We've done Goldbridge or Kent before. What a hat-trick for Kent, but today, by the way. This is his season, apparently. He could be 10 or 12 goals ahead of Goldbridge by the time he gets back fit. Let me just start the timer here for the second half. Havertz kicks it off. We're up and running. Second half. Good first half. A bit unrelated, but top 3 Oasis tracks, please, says Brornick. Stand by me. God, I was way too deep there. Oh, Pulisic should get a foul. Ziyech, good block. Should have got a foul there. He was pushed in the back, Pulisic. It's very difficult to do an Oasis top 3 because I think your mood changes all the time. Now it's Lille away on the left-hand side. If he crosses it, he's free. He took too long. Took too long. They've messed it up, Lille. You can see why they don't score goals. They're getting good positions and they're just clueless in the final third. Now it's Chelsea. They've got a 4v2. This is interesting. They've still got a 4v2. He's took too long. Took too long. Oh, they've both had a chance to score and they've messed it up. I'll give you Slide Away, I'll give you Listen Up, and I'll give you Let's All Make Believe. But there are loads of good Oasis songs, Ronick. Goldie, Angie says, what's your take? If you're playing in League One, where matches are relatively less competitive and intense, do you think it's easier for those teams in the Champions League because they're less burdened in the league? Angie, I've spoke about this before. Angie. Good song by the Rolling Stones, that. I've spoken about this before, Angie, and I've spoken about it about PSG and Bayern Munich. I actually think it's a disadvantage because you can end up something I call undercooked. And what that means is, if you're Bayern Munich and you know you're going to win your league title, or you're PSG and you know you're going to win your league title, and I know sometimes they don't, but really they should, you hit March and you're basically playing in a farmers league and it's not competitive. You come into the latter stages of the Champions League and you're playing Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, sometimes La Liga teams, Barcelona and Real Madrid are going for it. Those teams, I think, have an advantage because they're used to playing at a high intensity every single game because they're being challenged in their domestic league. So I don't think it is an advantage to be a big fish in a small fish in a big pond. Big fish in a small pond. I actually think the competitive nature of the Premier League has pushed Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City to levels that they can deal with Europe's best more better. Sterling, Mahrez, Jesus or Ronaldo, Sancho, Rashford, says Tiger Claws. Ronaldo, Sancho, Rashford. Sterling, Mahrez, Jesus. I think with the right manager, it's Ronaldo, Sancho, Rashford. Aber or Queen. I like them both, Lele. Hi Mark, when is Grand Theft Auto series coming back? The first episode was epic, says Anshaman. I do want to bring it back, Anshaman. I'm just playing a bit of Red Dead at the moment. Mark had an amazing bath last. Was thinking about you. Damien. Well, I'm jealous, Damien. Not because I want to be in the bath with you, but because I haven't been able to have a bath for a week. Because I've got stitches in my side, so I can't have a bath. I have to put a big plaster on and have a shower. I don't care whether they say I should bath or I shouldn't have a shower or not. I'm having one. Official Moxie says, you've got a free kick outside the box near the wing. Trent and De Bruyne are stood over the ball. Who should take it? Me. I'll push them both out of the way. I say, De Bruyne, F off. Trent, piss off. And then I'll just bend it right in the top corner, Goldbridge style. No, seriously, Trent. Yeah, I'd go for Trent. Good question. Let's have a look at what the scores are in the Championship, because those games will be moving on a little bit quicker than these. Scores and fixtures. It's still 1-0 to Juventus. It's still 0-0 between Forest and Preston. It's still 0-0 between Paul Ince's Reading and Birmingham. It's now 1-1 between Middlesbrough and West Brom with half an hour to play. It's 2-0 to Barnsley and it's 1-0 to Coventry. And unfortunately for Pieface, he's in Cambridge and Plymouth are losing 2-0 and Solihull Moors are drawing 1-1 with Wealdstone. So, yeah, that's all your latest if you're interested in lower league action. Thanks everyone who's watching. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 618,000. We've got I've actually got highlights of yesterday's That's Football final season, end of the season episode coming up straight after this. I'm going to put them up after this if you're interested. Highlights of today's will be going up tomorrow. But please subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. Our next watch along is going to be Man United, Atletico Madrid, but that will be on United Stand tomorrow. Our next watch along on here is Arsenal against Wolves on Thursday night, and then we've got the Carabao Cup on Sunday, which I'm really looking forward to. Chelsea against Liverpool at Wembley. Looks like Loftus-Cheek's coming on for Chelsea here. We're only 100 away from 618,000, so please subscribe. It looks like Kovacic is carrying an injury here. Now then, that would not be great for them. Pulisic has just gone down as well. But looks like Kovacic, who's only just come back from injury and is a very important player for Chelsea, looks like he's there. He's coming off. He is coming off. That's a blow. That's a blow. No, don't say that. It's a blow for Chelsea to lose Kovacic. Does that put him out of the final on Sunday? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether it does or not. But Loftus-Cheek comes on when he could have bought Jorginho. Could have brought Jorginho on. Maybe he's out of favour now. I don't think this tie is over yet. You know, in a two-legged game, there is always going to be key parts of it. And I think at the moment, it feels to me, you know, it feels to me. No, I'm not going to read that. It feels to me that this game is very much about the next goal. If Lille get it, it makes it very interesting. If Chelsea get it, I think they start to move too far away from Lille. So keep your eye on where the next goal is going to go. What a throw by Mendy there. Lovely distribution. Please give us a follow on TikTok. See if we can get to 200k. Pinned the chat for you to do that. .53 minutes gone. Chelsea on the attack. Aspilicueta. Are there games you haven't played before that you're thinking about streaming? Really enjoy. Great cross. This could be it. Alonso. Good save with his feet. Chelsea pushing there. Are there games you haven't played before that you're thinking about streaming? Really enjoy your content. Hope you enjoy it as much as we do, says Sammy. Thanks, Sammy. I mean, the problem with Twitch is that everybody... It's the vast majority of streams are Grand Theft Auto, which I've played and completed. And I just find online very confusing. The keeper's down injured for Lille here. Fortnite, which I've never played in my bloody life. And then Minecraft, which I've got no intention of playing. So that's why I play Red Dead Redemption. Nobody bloody streams Red Dead Redemption. I just enjoy it. Bristol City 1, Coventry 1. Thanks for the update from James. BCFC are great. Assassin's Creed 2, Mark, trust me 100, says Emil. Thanks very much, everybody who's watching, by the way. Fortnite's very popular. I've never understood it. Like, Levin does commentary on tournaments and stuff. I've just never understood what it's all about. James Clark wants people to predict the Atletico Madrid tomorrow score predictions if you want to interact with that. I don't really do score predictions with United at the moment because there's no confidence in which way it will go. I'd play the Formula 1 game, but I don't think many people would watch it, and I don't think I'm particularly good at it. I always crash. I hate the first lap. I'm too much of an aggressive driver. I can't hold position. I'm always trying to, you know, if I'm 12th on the grid, I'll hit the first corner and I'll just blast it down the inside, slam my brakes on to try and go a few positions, and then people just hit you because you're basically driving like a prat. Yeah, Paul Ince is managing managing Reading against Birmingham today. It's basically Ince against Rooney. Because if Derby are going to stay up, they've got to take Reading down. There's a player called Ince playing for Reading tonight. Is that his son, Tom? I thought he was at Stoke. What's going on there then? Sentimentality. I don't know, maybe he was already on loan there. I don't follow the Championship enough to know, is the honest answer. Mason Mount's warming up for Chelsea. Lukaku is warming up for Chelsea. Interestingly poised this game. He wants Mount on. Is it Mount? Mount with a beard? No, it's not Mount. Is it Mount? I don't know who's coming on here. ZX coming off. They've lost, I mean, Chelsea, to be fair, it's a good job they've got a big squad. They've had loads of injuries this season. Kovacic has come on off in this game. They've lost, obviously, Reece James and Chilwell with season-ending injuries. Kovacic has come off. ZX hobbling off here. Unlucky. Unlucky Chelsea. Unlucky Chelsea. Tom's on loan. Did he come in on loan before Ince got the job or after? How many trophies will Liverpool win? Well, technically Liverpool, I mean, Man City can still win the treble. Liverpool can win the quadruple. They can't both win it. But ZX coming off. Half an hour to go. Pineapple and pizza. Yes, I love pineapple and pizza, Ryan. I understand why people don't like it, but if you do like it, I love it. I love it. I love pineapple on pizza. Do you like apple sauce with your pork? I love it. I like sweet and sour, you see. Sterling or Mane, says Aaron Fernandez. Easy, Mane. CS Pluto says, I've just told my partner I've spent £2,700 on a gaming PC. She ain't happy, but she can appreciate what she doesn't understand. She can't appreciate what she doesn't understand. She can appreciate you spent £2,700 on something, though, mate. What's a last man standing competition? I thought Boba Fett was a bit disappointing, Travis. The only good bits for me were the things that were from the past, like how did he get out the Sarlacc pit, Luke Skywalker, the Mandalorian, the shootout with that weird green thing, you know, the huts, the Rancor, you know, that was the only interesting bits. All the bloody new stuff was shite. Bus simulator's meant to be very relaxing, says Mad. Choose my takeout for tonight. Chinese, Indian or Italian, says Lele. Ooh, you know, with that pineapple talk, I'd probably go Chinese and get a sweet and sour chicken. You know? Egg fried rice. A few prawn crackers. My mood changes takeaway to takeaway. I mean, sometimes I really want a curry. Sometimes I really want fish and chips. But tonight, Matthew, I'll have a Chinese takeaway. Carabao Cup final predictions, says Danielle. I don't really have one at the moment. I'm just looking forward to that game. You can watch it on here. Is it a 4 o'clock kickoff? Oh, I've got my hot water here. Who would you prefer to win? Well, there's two answers to that question. I'd rather Chelsea win the Champions League than Liverpool or Man City. So, from that point of view, I'd rather Chelsea won because I think that they could stop Liverpool or Man City winning the Champions League, and I don't want them to win it because they're rivals. Kante. What a goal. What a goal. What a goal that was by Chelsea. Superb by Kante. Carries the ball. Plays the perfect pass to Pulisic. And the big goal in the game that we spoke about has come from Chelsea. What a goal. Pulisic gets it. What a run by Kante. And that could be a big move in the tie. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant by Kante. Rolling back the ears, driving forward like we know he can. Slips in Pulisic, a lovely little dink over the keeper. And you know what, we were just talking about who we want to win there. We'll carry on doing that in a minute. But it's the quality in the final third that's been the difference here. I think Lille have been competitive, but I couldn't understand why they were so competitive in a game where they're mid-table in the French league. But you can see why they're mid-table in the French league, because they don't have anything going forward. They're not creative enough. They've got the players, but they just don't seem to have the final ball. Sean Fogarty says, best youngster in the Premier League. I'm never very good at that, mate. So if anyone in the chat wants to tell us. Who would I like to win this tie? Well, as I said, I probably want Chelsea to win it because I think that I would rather they won the Champions League over Liverpool and Man City. So it's another team that could potentially beat them. But then you could look at it and go, well, if United did beat Atletico Madrid and then got Lille in the next round, you know, there's a better chance of us making the semi-final. So, yeah, it depends what you think. I genuinely don't think Man United can win the Champions League, and I don't really think any United fan does think we can win it. We hope, but I don't think we can. Updates on the other scores. Still 1-0 in the Juventus game against Villarreal. They're 1-0 up there, Juventus. And quite an equal game, to be fair. Very equal possession, equal shots, etc. Quite a tight, equal game. And in the Championship, it's still 0-0 between Forest and Brent Preston. Still 0-0 between Paul Ince's and Reading and Birmingham. 2-1 to Middlesbrough now against West Brom. They've come back from 1-0 down. Bristol 1-1 with Coventry, and Barnsley are beating Hull 2-0. Plymouth are still losing to Cambridge, and Solihull Moors are 1-1 with Wealdstone. Why do you talk about Solihull Moors? Because they're my local team, their most local team. And I sponsored the women's team kit, so yeah. Pulisic scored the second goal. Havertz scored the first goal. Rob T, you're going to get blocked for putting stupid stuff like that in the chat. You know, you should know better. Why do I like hot water? Because I'm weird, Exalted plays. I am weird. I quite like hot water. I don't know why. It's not boiling hot. It's like, it's warm to hot. I just quite like it. It's quite I don't know. I always have a glass of water next to me anyway. So why not try it hot? You know? Get Angel Gomez on, says Harley. I'd like to see Angel Gomez on. I don't think he starts that often. Benzema or Suarez? Well, I'll do that. We can do that as a poll. I know what I think, but it's not just about what I think. We'll do a live poll on that. It's up and running. Cast your vote in the live poll. Thanks for the super chat from Lay. He says, your thoughts on new Amazon Lord of the Rings getting absolutely blasted and destroyed? You know what? We might not have any Lord of the Rings fans, but there's a Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime TV series coming out in September. I'm a big fan of the Lord of the Rings books series. I quite like them. I think the problem with what people have seen, and let's not forget, it's only a bloody trailer. You know, you can't learn a lot from a trailer. But I think it's the way it's been made. I think it looks a little bit like the Chronicles of Narnia. It doesn't look... It looks very green screen. Villarreal have scored. It's 1-1. And it's 1-0 to Reading. 1-0 to Reading. 1-1 Villarreal. La Liga fans are chanting. There you go. You might be in the quarterfinals. Imagine if Man United get through and get Villarreal. Parejo, who scores, says Haley. And then you get the extreme opinions on it, saying why is it so diverse, which is just ridiculous. Yeah. Mark, could you please wish me good luck, as tomorrow I've got an orientation day at college, says Kanye. Good luck, mate. Be cool, be confident, respect. Thoughts on Lukaku and his situation at Chelsea, says the Cavarel. Well, we spoke about it before, mate, and I think at the end of the day, Ross Smith says, Mark, it's Ross from the Twitch chat. I did not mean to offend you. Was trying to have some banter. Would appreciate if you unbanned me, but not fine if no. But Ross, if it is you were very, very abusive to a lot of people in the chat afterwards when you weren't banned. So, you know. NK says it's not ridiculous. It's a Tolkien story and world. Write your own damn diverse and woke saga. Okay. Well, the life's full of opinion. It's full of opinion. What was the previous thing? Will Mbappe leave PSG if Ronaldo joins them next season, says Malavet. I think the Mbappe thing is nailed on to go to Real Madrid, isn't he? But PSG are desperate to keep him. Thoughts on the relegation battle, says Paul. Who's going? I think Norwich and Watford will go down. And I'd love Burnley to stay up. I really would hate to see Burnley go down. As much as I've had banter with them in the past, I'd love to see them go. I'd love to see them stay up. But I think Newcastle might have too much. We spoke about the Chelsea situation. Effectively, it's just not worked out. I don't know what the long-term solution is when you've spent £100 million on him. But I think Lukaku's got to take responsibility, because I thought it would work out. I'm sure many Chelsea fans thought it would work out. Mark, it's more than that. It's deliberately changing Tolkien's vision and lore to try to appease to a more diverse audience, says Bryce Jones. Yeah, look, I think the thing is that if you make something in the modern day that's not reflective of modern day, then you're going to get a lot of complaints the other way. So ultimately, what I would say is you're going to get complaints either way, aren't you? So if they're happy with the decision that they've made, then they're happy with the decision they've made in making it. Because clearly, one way or another, they were going to get criticised. And everybody's got the right to their opinion, as long as it's done in a respectful way. You know, everyone's got the right to say that, to me, that's not the way I think it should be remade, or that is the way it should be made. Mark, are you a fan of Peaky Blinders? New season starts Friday. Can't wait, personally. I thought it started on Sunday. I am a fan of it, Marcus. Apparently there's going to be a film. Irish woman or English woman, which do you prefer? Irish women or English women, says B. Hughes. Well, obviously, English because I'm married to an English woman, but I wouldn't differentiate between a nationality of person. I've been out with both, and both were very satisfactory. 10 out of 10. So, but no, I mean seriously, yeah, you can't differentiate on. I don't think you can differentiate on nationality. It's like saying, who's your favourite mate, your Irish mate or your English mate? Well, I don't think it comes into it. Unless you really don't like the Irish accent, which I do. Fair enough, Mark. Sorry, says Ross. No worries, pal. Hi, Mark. Who do you think will win the FL Cup? I'm not going to predict it, Keegan. I'm just going to watch it. Anyway, we've got the result of the poll. 3,500 votes. Benzema or Suarez. 63% going with Benzema. 37% going with Suarez. End poll. Mark, who are you doing your career with after United stand TUSFC, says Gareth. You know what? I was ready to give up TUSFC last night, and you can see why after this, because I'm uploading the highlights straight after this, so it'll be a nice late night viewing for you, which I'm going to rewatch myself. That was my lowest point. 4 seasons in, I thought we were on the verge of history, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to. So I was thinking about giving up, because I normally do 6 seasons. I've committed to 6 seasons. I've signed another 2-year contract, but I've got a fantastic idea after 6 seasons that might not mean the end of TUSFC. So I've got an idea. And it's going to be very exciting. It's 1-1 with Juve and Villarreal. It's 1-0 to Reading against Birmingham. Lucas Joa scoring the goal. Rooney won't be happy with that. Forest a 0-0 with Preston. Middlesbrough 2-1 with West Brom. Plymouth are still losing to Cambridge 2-0. Unlucky pie face. Solihull Moors are beating Wealdstone 2-1. Come on, the Moors. And they've had a red card. Dallas scored. Dun, 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 dun. Ellis sent off on 61. Maynard scores on 81. So they've scored. They're 1-1 with 10 men, and they've scored a goal with 10 men to go in front. Yabba dabba doo. Puts them up to 4th in the league. Wealdstone down 18th. You know what? What do you think of when you think? Here we go. What do you think of when I say Wealdstone? What do you think of? Tom Connolly says, "What's TUSFC?" It's United Stand FC career mode on FIFA, which I do on Twitch, which is amazing. Wealdstone Raiders, yeah, good one. Is it TUFC in the Farmers League? Easy win, says Robbo. And did you date an Irish girl and an English girl, one straight after the other, or did you date a Scottish girl in between as a breakwater, says Luke. No, I didn't. I didn't date a Scottish girl. I've never dated a Scottish girl, actually. I've never met many Scottish women. Do they exist? I know they do, because I've seen Lorraine Kelly on ITV every morning. Let's go to Lorraine. Hello everybody, it's Lorraine Kelly. Today on the show I've got Ronan Keating singing Life's a Roller Coaster, and we'll be cooking with a Rick Stein. So yes, Scottish women do exist, but I've never really met many. So, you know. The game's drifting away from Lille. 2-0 is a very good performance. It's a very good performance. Let's agree it's a very good performance for Chelsea. Probably quite predictable. I think if I'd been predicting this game, I would have said 2-0 to Chelsea. But it's not been as predictable as it might have been before the game. I think Lille, if they'd had a little bit more cutting edge, 1-0 was the time. Be interesting to see what happens in the second leg. I think in France, Lille have a chance, but 1-0 is where this game is really twisted and turned, and I think that Chelsea have got that most important second goal. It's 2-0 to Reading. I'm going to tweet about that. 73 minutes. If I jinx it, he'll never come on the United stand again. Chelsea are very hard to score a goal against, aren't they? Coventry are winning 2-1, says Jamie. Mark, what are the odds on dropping some TUSFC merch, says Michael Wright. I would love to drop some TUSFC merch, but how the fuck am I going to do it? You know, you need someone like Adidas or Umbro or Puma to say, we'll make the kits and sell them for you. And I ain't got time. I can't. I don't know what to do. It's crazy, isn't it? I think there's so many interesting battles in football this season. You've got the race for the title between Man City and Liverpool, which I think could be amazing. You've got the race for the Champions League, which you've got Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, maybe United, fingers crossed. I doubt it. But PSG, Bayern Munich, that's going to be interesting. You've got the race for fourth place, Man United, Spurs, Arsenal. You've got the race for relegation, which I think is interesting. You've got the Carabao Cup final on Sunday between Chelsea and Liverpool. And you've got the relegation battle in the Championship, which is legend of Manchester United, Wayne Rooney, against Paul Ince, who's ex-Manchester United as well. It's just so much to keep an eye on. So much to keep an eye on. I'll tell you what, with this football, you're really spoiling us. We are being spoiled. And I hope that... you know, somebody just said the race for relegation, laughed my arse off. A natural hazard. If you're a proper football fan, I've seen some cracking relegation day battles. I remember one year, I don't remember what year it was, Everton were going down at half time and they managed to stay up. Like that, you know, the relegation battle very rarely goes to the last day of the season now, but I love it. I love it. You love that excitement. Derby went to the final day last year, didn't they? Mark, you should become a voice actor. I am available. For voice acting work, if you want it. Feeling flaccid? Get your Viagra today and feel hard again. Had a bad day at work? Like a scotch? Get pissed up on this Scotch whiskey tonight for $9.99. Need to loosen things up a bit? KY Jelly. At Boots, $3.99. Get yours today. I'm taking the piss now. I'd love to see Burnley stay up. I think it's going to be very hard for them. I think Burnley are playing Spurs tomorrow. I'm going to have that on a small screen below Man United Atletico Madrid, actually, because they kick off at 7:30. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, Sar's coming on for Chelsea in the last 10 minutes. So Lille are going to make a couple of subs here as well. It's amazing how the Champions League and the Europa League you can make 5 subs. Renato Sanchez is coming off, but in the Premier League you can only make 3. Jonathan David's come off as well, and Renato Sanchez. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. I said 10 minutes to go. We're only 10 subscribers away from 618,000, by the way. Thanks everyone who's been tuning in to the channel. Next watch along is going to be Thursday night. Arsenal against Wolves, and then we've got the Carabao Cup on Sunday. I've got a good video coming up tomorrow afternoon, actually. Check it out on this channel. And also, I've got the highlights of TUSFC career mode coming up, uploaded. It's ready to go as soon as we hit the final whistle here. So If you don't know what it's all about, watch it. 2 seasons ago, Barnsley spent every week apart from the last week in the bottom 3, stayed up on the final day. That's football at its most exciting, says Alex G. Jacka says Newcastle versus Burnley last match day could be interesting. Yeah. Is The Inbetweeners the greatest UK comedy ever, says Louis Kent. I do love The Inbetweeners. You're making me want to re-watch The Inbetweeners. I do love it. There are certain comedy series that I purposely don't watch for about 2 or 3 years, then I revisit them. Like The Office. Things like that. The next TUSFC YouTube video is coming up in 10 minutes, Harris. It's coming out straight after this. I've really enjoyed this tonight, by the way. I love doing the Champions League watch-alongs, so thanks everyone who's been tuning in. I love the chats. I love the watch-alongs. I love the whole thing. Chris C says, look at Everton's fixtures. Are they tough? Are they tough enough? Are they tough? I don't know. Let's have a look. You know. If you know the film off that, I will give you a big thumbs up. If you can get it, I'll give you a big thumbs up. That's all I'm saying. That's the only clue. Probably going to annoy you doing it. So Everton's fixtures are Man City on Saturday. Then they've got Tottenham away, Wolves at home, Newcastle at home, Watford away, Everton away, Man United at home, Palace at home, Liverpool away, Chelsea at home, Leicester away, Brentford, Arsenal away. Yeah, they might struggle to get... You've got to get 40 points. You've got to get 4 points. UK or American Office, says user 234. I will do a poll on that. It's 2-1 for Reading. Shit, I fucked it up, haven't I? It's from Jerry Maguire, John Graham. Yes, you're right. It's Cuba Gooding Jr. Right. Either or. UK Office. And then you put Orifice. American Office. Imagine if I put UK Orifice, American Office. We're back to saying whether it's better to go out with a UK person or an American person again. Office is what I meant. Let's go. I prefer the UK Office, but don't be swayed by me. I mean, I loved the US Office, but I preferred the UK Office. There's just more episodes of the American Office, which makes it good. I don't think Everton will go down. They probably need about 15 points to stay up. God, there's 8 minutes to go in Reading versus Birmingham. Ooh, God. I might have jinxed it. I need to put a different tweet out. Just tweet about something else. Quick. Quick. Don't leave that as your last tweet. There we go. It's quite a good tweet actually. Even if I do say myself. If you're a manager, Kent or Keane, choose one. Kante or Keane? Prime Keane I'd take over Kante, yeah. Some people might disagree with that, but Roy Keane to me is one of my favourite players I've ever seen. That's what she said, Michael Scott. Yeah, I do like the American Office, Nate. I really do. And Stone Roses or Oasis, Mark. Again, you know, Megan, I think you've made... I think Megan has actually nailed it. Well done, Megan, because effectively, UK Office against American Office is very similar to Stone Roses against Oasis, and I'll tell you for why. Oasis have a bigger back catalogue of hits, much like the US Office does. Do you want to go for quantity over quality, though? To me, the Stone Roses is a bit like the UK Office, whereas Oasis are like the US Office. I prefer Oasis to Stone Roses because it just resonates with me more. at that time of my life, but I like them both. I like them both. I am the resurrection and I am the light. I couldn't ever bring myself to hate you as I... Oh, Verno, is that a red? No. Problem with US Office went on about 4 seasons too long, says Sean Finity. It was a great watch, though. It's a great watch. It's a bit like Breaking Bad. I wish I could start that again with fresh eyes, or Game of Thrones, apart from the last series. April the 23rd is meant to be the fight then, because I think Tyson Fury's put that out, hasn't he? I can be blue, I can be brown, I can be violet and sky. Over the bar from Lille there. Good chance. Terrible, terrible technique. Ricky Gervais is a good genius. He is. He definitely is. We've had 2,300 votes on this one, and it's ridiculously close. So close, I'm going to keep it open in the live chat. You can vote UK office or American office. We've got 53% to 47% at the moment. Very close, and I would just say applause to both shows. How come you don't do FIFA on YouTube anymore, says Miles Cook. Very good question, to which the answer is this. To do FIFA live streams, I needed to do it on this channel. And whilst the highlights work quite well because they're only half an hour, I just found it was I wanted to do stuff like it was basically, I made the decision last year because I was doing Grand Theft Auto quite regularly on Twitch, and then I just decided to just put all my gaming content, my live gaming content, onto Twitch, because sometimes I'll do a FIFA draft. I'll do a FIFA draft for a couple of hours, or I'll do like Among Us or something like that. So I just decided to put all my gaming stuff on there. In between is movie 1 or 2, says Hams. Definitely 1, because it's in Magaluf and I love Magaluf. I'm going to close the poll there. UK office has won with 54% of the vote. So well done to the UK office for winning the vote there. Yeah, good point as well. Bagel says YouTube is a lot more toxic as well. I don't think I'm used to the chat in relation to this, but in gaming it can be, we have a subscriber chat on Twitch, which is easier to sort of interact with. You have more of a community on Twitch for gaming, really, especially when you're playing Red Dead Redemption late at night. Mark, what's your favourite aftershave, says Jason. I like Sauvage, and there's a new... I got a new one for Christmas, which has got a new... I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a different flavour Sauvage. Dan is a prat. He says that In Betweeners 1 is not in Magaluf. Can somebody just put him right? It is in Magaluf. 100% it's in Magaluf. No, it's not in Malia. They say it's Malia in the film. It's filmed in Magaluf. I've been to Magaluf about 4 times. That film is filmed in Magaluf, and they say it's in Malia, but it's filmed in Magaluf. Do your Google search, then come back and apologise, because I know I'm 100% right. I'm not in Magaluf in the film, though, but it's fucking filmed there. God, how thick are people? It's filmed in Magaluf, therefore it's filmed in Magaluf. They can call it bloody Reading for all I care. It's in Magaluf, so that's why I prefer the film. I know they say it's in Malia. They pretend it's in Greece, but it's shot in Magaluf. 87 minutes. Forest drew 0-0 with Preston. Middlesbrough beat West Brom 2-1. Barnsley beat Hull 2-0. Coventry beat Bristol 2-1. And Reading are 2-1 against Birmingham. And I tell you what, Rooney's praying for a late equaliser here from Birmingham, because Reading could do with those 3 points. 5 minutes added on in this game. Chelsea looking like they've got 1 foot in the quarter-final. Lille will have to really go for it in France, which is where Lille is. Oh, Plymouth lose 2-0 to Cambridge, but Bolton beat Lincoln 3-1. Thogden will be happy. Solihull Moors beat Wealdstone 2-1. Some good results tonight. A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back, says Paul Smith. Empire Strikes Back. Definitely. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We were only 10 away from 618,000. When are the Just Chatting streams back on Twitch, says Vishnu? I will do one of those. I'm working on something at the moment on my YouTube channel. I've got to cook some stuff as well. I've not done it for ages. It's just a bit busy at the moment. But I'm working on something at the moment that I want to do on that. Have you ever been to Lisbon, says Sean Luke? No, I've been to Lagos in Portugal. And there's a stadium near there that Portugal sometimes play in. But in fact, it might be their national stadium. But it's on the way from the airport. But I like Portugal. Boring second half, says Diego. Well, not if you're a Chelsea fan. It's over 2 legs. It's it's a good result. Villarreal won, Juventus won. That's going to be an interesting second leg. Of course, there's no away goal advantage. So Villarreal, really, if you draw, this is the thing about away goals. If you draw the game in the first leg and you're the home team, it's basically, if you get your head around it, Villarreal versus Juventus is basically a quarter-final with one leg being played in Turin, so it's advantage Juventus, isn't it? There's no away goals for Villarreal, so basically they're the away team in one game. That's the way I look at it, anyway. Portugal definitely has a city called Lagos as well, because I've been there and that's where I've been. There's rumours about the Queen. I was looking at about that before, but I don't believe Twitter rumours, because there's been saying stuff. Oh, it's Hollywood Unlocked. I don't think it's true. I don't know it's true. I mean, I don't have her on WhatsApp, but the Queen has had COVID for the last few days. But they've always said she's doing light duties and she's not seriously ill. So I wouldn't. I think it's just one of those stories that, oh, she's got COVID, let's put a rumour out that she's dead. But I don't believe it, to be honest with you. And that's the final whistle. Chelsea win 2-1. 2-0. Lille didn't score. 2-0 it is between Chelsea and Lille. I'm just waiting to see if Reading have won. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified that I might have jinxed it at 2-0. But Manny says swivel on it, Goldberg. Reading win. Reading did win. Full time as well. Whew, God, thanks God I didn't jinx that. What does Reading got to do with it, says Diana. So Paul Ince, who's an ex-United player who comes on the United stand, is now the interim manager for Reading. And I like Ince, so I want him to do well, because I actually know him. I mean, I did want Derby to stay up, and I do like Wayne Rooney, but I actually know Paul Ince. So, obviously, I want him to do well, and I'm very pleased for him to win. I want him to do well. I want him to do well in management. So, you know, sorry about that. It's somebody I know. I want him to do well. Solihull Moor won as well. Tomorrow night, it's Manchester United, Atletico Madrid on the United stand. Thursday night, we're back here for Arsenal against Wolves. Thanks everyone who's tuned in tonight. I'm literally about to hit the live button on the latest United Stand FC video, which will be on this channel. If you go to the homepage, you'll be able to watch it right here, right now. So thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on United Stand. And fantastic stream, really enjoyed it. Well done to Chelsea. I wouldn't say it's over yet, but it's a big step into the semi-finals for Chelsea. Quarter-finals.